The root cause. India is currently facing a severe gas crisis. The near-complete closure of the Strait of Hormuz, following escalating tensions in West Asia, has disrupted India's LPG imports account for around 60% of domestic consumption, and about 90% of those imports normally move through the Strait of Hormuz, meaning roughly 54% of India's normally LPG availability is directly exposed if the corridor remains shut. Day trends, https://getdaytrends.com, India. Unlike crude oil, India does not have strategic reserves for LPG and LNG, making the country especially vulnerable to these supply. Scale of the crisis. As of January 2026, India has around 332.1 million active domestic LPG connections, including 104.29 million Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana (PMUY) connections for low-income households. Many families are facing long delays, sometimes up to 25 days for cylinder refills. Restaurants, canteens, and hotels are struggling to operate, with many cutting menus or shutting down, temporarily due to the lack of commercial cylinders. The National Restaurant Association of India, NRAI, has called this a crisis situation that could lead to the closure of many restaurants, as 90% of India's eateries rely on LPG to run their kitchens. The NRA represents over 500,000 restaurants employing more than 8 million people. Government response. The government issued an LPG Control Order on March 8, 2026, directing all refineries to maximize LPG yields. As a result, LPG production has been increased by 28% in just 5 days. The government has also announced 20% of average monthly commercial LPG requirement will be allocated in coordination with state governments to prevent hoarding, and the government has identified 4 priority sectors under the Natural Gas Supply Regulation Order 2026, piped natural gas for households, CNG for public transport, LPG production, and essential. Authorities have also warned that hoarding cylinders during supply disruptions could lead to up to 7 years in jail under the essential commodities. PM Modi's statement. PM Modi addressed the NXT Summit 2026, assuring people that India was leaving no stone unturned to address the crisis, while warning that some people were trying to create panic and pursue their own agenda. He also highlighted India's self-reliance efforts, noting that due to ethanol blending, India imports approximately 4.5 crore barrels less oil per year, saving around R1.5 lakh. Public reaction and alternatives. The LPG crisis is spreading panic among households, with sales of Induction cooktops shooting up and shelves getting cleared within hours of new stock arrival in several markets. India is also diversifying LPG sourcing from the US, Norway, Canada, and Russia. India had already arranged a 2.2 MTPA US LPG deal for 2026, equivalent to about 10% of annual import. Bottom line, this crisis is a direct downstream effect of the Iran-US war and the Strait of Hormuz closure,